Hi everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm out here today with Mr. Northlawn Flower Farm, my fabulous husband and the big buddy himself. And we have a lot to get done because we've got about 4 days of rain on the way. And so we've got to get to work. Today what I want to do is plant out my Black Knight Scabiosa. I haven't done that yet. I'm also going to be starting some ProCut sunflowers. I'm doing a very early planting of sunflowers this year with the intent of hoop and row covering them. I also need to pot up some dahlias. I might try to tackle the winter sowing. I might wait on that. And then I also bought a flat of stock for the driveway garden because we're having some visitors come this weekend, and I thought it might just be nice to have some things blooming up there. That, you know, that whole garden is really a full-on cutting garden, and it's just full of little itty-bitty seedlings that I started from seed. So I thought it'd be nice just to have some color and a nice smell when they pull in. So I'm hoping to get all that done today. I guess we'll see what happens, but it's so beautiful. Let me show you some daffodils that are blooming right now. So this is a beautiful variety of daffodil. It's called Love Call. It's a split corona variety. Some seem to be a little more yellow, some are a little more peach, and I really love the peach. I picked a lot of them because we had a few nights that dipped very low. It was about 24 here, so I did cover some things. A lot of things didn't get covered. The only damage that I really saw was on just one area of my snaps, and I'm thinking it's because I didn't cover the tunnel tight enough there at the end, because it was just kind of the end ones that got hit. But everything else is completely fine. So anyway, let's sow some sunflowers first. So the sunflowers that I'm going to be sowing today are all ProCut sunflowers. That's a single stem variety of sunflower, and they don't have any pollen, so that's really great. It makes them a really good cut flower because you don't have to worry about them shedding pollen on the table, and they're just so reliable. They always bloom in about 60 days. You can't go wrong with any of the ProCuts. And I'm really pushing the limit here, as I said in the beginning. You know, I'm in 6B with an average last frost of about April 23rd, so I have full intent that I am going to absolutely need to hoop and row cover these in order to protect them from some frost that they probably would experience. So just keep that in mind as you're watching this and wondering, hey, can we really plant sunflowers now? You can, as long as you have hoop and row cover, but I certainly wouldn't go ahead and field plant them at this point without protection. So as far as colors, I really want to think about, what do I have blooming around the same time that these guys are going to bloom? 60 days from now is going to be about mid to late June. I'm anticipating that it's going to take a little bit longer than 60 days since I'm starting them off so early in the season when it's not that warm. So about mid-June, let's say. Well, I've got my larkspur by then, Lovin' and Mist, I've got Orlea, Dara, snapdragons, starflower. I have all these things that are kind of in the pink, purple, blue, white family. So those are the kind of sunflowers that I want to plant, things that are going to look good with those colors. So I want to stay away from, I think, the bright oranges, the bright yellows. Wait until I'm starting on zinnias to plant those things, but I want to do the white light, and hardly have any of these seeds left. I was so sad to pull this pack out and see that I only have about a handful left. I tried to extend the season last fall. I had a whole row, I think it was 50 of them, of the white light. They were all budded up, and I was about to sell them for Thanksgiving. We went away to see a family. It was a wonderful time, but I came back and they were done for. You know, we had had a cold snap that I had missed seeing it in the weather. You know, these things happen, but I'm gonna try them again. Then I'm also gonna do the ProCut Plum. This is a really beautiful color. It's kind of like an ivory to purple. I'll put a picture on the screen, but I think it'll look really good with those other colors and forms that I have in early June. And then I want to do a new one to me that I've heard about. I heard about it from Lisa Mason-Ziegler over at the Gardener's Workshop, and she is wonderful. If you don't follow her, please do, because everything she says is just liquid gold in my opinion. but this is the Sunfill Purple. This doesn't really turn into rather a flower, but it's really the sepals that we're going to look at the end of the day. I'll put a picture on the screen so you can see it. So I really want to use this as a fun structural element and probably just some artsy arrangements that just I want to make. I'm not really sure if I'll sell these, but I'll certainly sell every single ProCut plum and white light and have those in mixed bouquets at the stand. So let's get to planting. You know what? I need to put some sunscreen on too. The sun is cooking today. It feels awesome. So let's get these planted, and after that we'll start on potting up our dahlias. So I'm hoping that you can see here that I'm just using regular high quality potting mix. The potting mix I use is from Fry's. That's just a local company. Any kind of high quality potting mix will do. I get a lot of private messages about fertilizing seedlings, but since I use potting soil instead of seed starting medium, I don't ever worry about fertilizing anything in the tray. And that's just the way I do it. Do whatever works best for you. That's what I feel about everything in the garden. Do whatever works for you. This is just what works for me. I'm wondering if anyone else uses a pen or a pencil to make their holes. This is something that my grandma always did. It's funny, it's not like she taught me things really per se, but I just saw her doing it all the time. And you know, now it's the way I like to do things. She's not here anymore, but seeds still grow, right? There's still life in the garden. Thank goodness. All right, almost done with this tray. So this is basically going to be almost all ProCut plum. I hardly had any of the white light left, so I'm going to have to order some more. Hopefully I can get some more. We'll see. This year is just about shaping up like last year as far as seed shortages go. All right, now that we got those guys on the heat mat, I'll just leave them there for about 2 weeks. And after that 2 weeks is up, I'll harden them off a bit and put them under hoop and row cover until the temperatures stabilize. But now let's pot up some dahlias that I've been growing from seed. So I'm going to put those seed dahlias back under lights until all danger of frost has passed and things have warmed up a bit. But it got me thinking I should probably do a check on my dahlia tubers. I'll probably bring them out next week to start them early. So why don't we go down into the basement and see how things are looking. All right, are you ready for the very professional way that I store my dahlia tubers? You see this brown paper bag? I store them all what they call dirty, just in brown paper bags. Right, Grace? Let's take a look and see how we managed. All right, the first one looks fine. I see some eyes in there. It's probably really hard to see with the light down here, but see that right there? So really, I can probably just pot these up tomorrow and get them started. I think I have a video on that already. It's a little bit old, but let me know if you would like to see me do that. Another one. I won't bore you looking through all these, but you can just take a look. I think this one looks fine as well. They're still firm. I don't see any mush, any mold. They're not incredibly shriveled by any means. So yeah, oh, and here's an eye right there. It's so hard to see on the camera, guys. But these are totally fine. So these bags are just full of them. They're actually way over in that part of our basement, but it's really dark and gross over there. But yeah, this is just the way I store them. It's probably important to note here that I've said it before, our house is very kind of humid. We always have to run a dehumidifier down here, so that's probably one of the reasons why I can get away with storing them just like this. But you know, as far as Dahlia storage goes, it's really all about your house and your environment that is going to determine the best mode of storage for you. But yeah, I'm really glad to see these guys are doing okay. So let's get out of this stinky basement and plant some stock. So this is a shorter variety of stock. It's called hotcakes and it only gets about 1 foot tall. So it's not really a great cutting stock, but you can see there's some of the doubles and the singles because stock does that. The first time I ever grew stock, I thought I was growing a variety that was good for cutting. I got the seed from Renee's, I think, and it was growing. You know, it's a cool hardy annual. And I was like, man, this is really, really short. Guess what? It turns out I totally bought the wrong kind of seed that first year. But so this isn't really a cutting stock either. This is just to bring a little more joy to our visitors' day. Hey Grace, what you doing? Well guys, I think I'm gonna wrap the video up here for the day. I did not get that Black Knight Scabiosa planted, but I'm pretty sure I planted Scabiosa in another video. And once you've seen one Scabby be planted, you've seen them all, right? So I'll probably get to that this evening, but my daughter's here and my husband, and they said, hey, let's go down to the creamery for an ice cream. So I think I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of the day with my family. I wanna wish you a great day. Hope you can get out into the garden, plant something beautiful, start some seeds. There is life in the garden, joy in the garden, and therapy in the garden. That's for sure. So until next time, happy gardening. Bye.